So I'm assuming some of us or most of us have been like out on ATVs or dirt bikes or go-karts or something of the sort. Like out just riding around like in fields or like through ditches on like snowmobiles during winter. And it's a lot of fun like being out there riding around just like in the wind or like through fields, like sitting there like driving through stuff like mud or like hitting like corn bean stalks over like what's left after harvest. But when you're doing that, like there's a lot of dangerous stuff that can happen when you're like driving through, and it's important that you pay attention when you do it. So my grandparents have cousins out in Traer, and they have a farm out there, and every time we go visit them, we normally like have go-karts out and like we'll like race around. And me and my cousin Casey did that a bunch when I was a kid. And so the farm, like there's an acre of land like on each side of it. So you could do like laps for like 10 minutes around. And one time when I went out there during winter, like it was like right after the first big storm. So like the ground was like kind of covered in snow, about yay big. We took our ATV out there, which was Arctic had a 90cc, this little thing, about the size of a desk, if not a little bigger. And I was 7 or 8, and so we go to unload it from the truck, and we make sure it like runs because it's had problems starting in like cold temperatures and it being winter, obviously. So we get it started, we make sure it runs. I do a few laps around to make sure it doesn't stall. And everybody's out on the porch watching me. And I realized that since it had snowed, like the water had melted over the driveway, which was gravel, and it created a small thin sheet of ice. So I gun it around the side of the house and go into the driveway and start drifting. And after about 10-15 minutes of doing that, I decided I'd just go gunning around the house. And what I didn't know was like before it hit winter, Paul, which is my grandparents' cousin, had went out and chopped the tree down behind his house. And he left the stump there. So after the snow came, it covered it just a little bit, and I wasn't paying attention. I didn't see it, like. But if you went and looked, like you could see the outline of like where the top of the stump was. I gunned it right up into the stump, went head over handlebars, and landed flat on my back in the snow. And yeah, it's not fun. So what I learned was, if you're out doing stuff like that, you need to be paying attention to like where you're at and like where you're going, because you can get seriously hurt.
Well, hang on a second. What your audience can learn and then conclusion.
What you guys can learn is that when you're out doing stuff, it's important to pay attention to like where you're going. And, like you need to be aware of your surroundings and make sure you know what's going on. Like if you're crossing the street, you need to be paying attention to cars. Like I see people that get hit like a lot. What I learned is that you need to pay attention.
Okay, and then restate your attention-getting device.
I tried ConnorBrPE.
Okay, all right, let's give them a hand.